Well, Keni Banda has been on our show before, and I was so impressed with what he's doing in Malawi, his village of
Chituka.
And it's he's a success in this country. He's coached the Olympic team, right?
Malawi National Olympic Team.
The Malawi Olympic team. But in our country, he's done a lot and is a national figure as far as soccer goes in our country with colleges. But beyond that, he's formed a foundation which is trying to encourage women, young women. We've just talked about, job equity and all that, but now we're talking about people who really can't even think about job equity because they're just trying to get through the day, survival. But they are women that are young, they're probably 14.
Or less than that.
Or less than that.
12,
and
15,
it surprised me to hear that in order for them to feel important in the village, they should have a baby.
Yeah, woman
not necessarily get married, but to just have a baby.
Yeah, I mean, here you can go play with, you can go in the shop by doors. But over there, what I saw, I just came back last year, is that still what was going on in the early Africa history, the girls even now, they're third-class citizens. They see themselves as baby-making machines. That when you reach certain puberty, you gotta be able to say that, hey, I can have a baby more than you can have babies. I can have more babies than you. So that's the conversation women talk about amongst themselves. So my foundation is I'm trying at least break the barrier of saying, well, you're all equally as the boys, and we want to make sure that you're doing the same thing the boys are doing. Basically, the abuse that came about probably during the colonization of Africa, male have been in power, and women have been on the side. So the girls, they see that as, well, I have nothing to do here. I just sit around and listen to my male counterpart. But now with the...
And take care of babies.
Exactly. Take care of babies, stay home, and go draw water, and the boys are out messing around doing things. So I'm trying to change my after-school program. It's education, health, and welfare. But main thing focus the girls, where they stay home more so than the guys. So we're trying to teach them that, hey, play a sport and be in school and take care of your bodies. Not just to, by the time they reach 8th grade, they think of getting married. They don't think about becoming something else. So they're thinking about, well, I'm now in, I can hang out and find my partner and get married, have babies, and off I go. So I've gone home to try to tell them that that's not the way the world works.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that way, because most of the work that's done in the village is done by women. So we're trying to break that barrier, saying, well, we need to share the responsibilities now. Let's find ways how we can become equal.
It's going to be tough for the guys, isn't it?
Exactly. So as a soccer coach, here in the U.S., Title IX came about in the 80s, late 70s. I coach women's soccer here. So I'm bringing the same idea to my village with the Title IX philosophy, that let's play a sport that both boys and girls can share. So when I go home, I give a soccer ball to the girls, and the boys will say, well, what are you doing there? Those guys, they can't play soccer. Yeah.
Oh, so it's a male thing, right?
Exactly, exactly. I said, no, if you want to play, then you both have to have, I'm giving the girls first, and then I'm going to give to the boys. Then I'm going to make sure of equal, participation. And when they look at the boys and look at the girls, they say, hey, we're all the same here. So
and how did the girls feel about that?
They didn't understand. They took the ball from me, and they were trying to use play a
like
game,
basketball?
Netball.
Oh,
I said, no, I want you to put in your feet. Put in your feet. They were like, whoa, we're going to play soccer? I said, yeah, let's go. So I went out there and taught them how to, did some clinics for the girls, and then before you know it, the chiefs in the village, they couldn't believe these girls were wearing uniforms with the soccer balls in their feet, and the whole culture kind of changed around them. So we're trying to figure out, okay, now after school, can we bring them back to come and read and write and do the math? So we're using a soccer balls now is empowering them to show off that they can do the same thing the boys can.
The same thing. It gives them some empowerment.
Right.
Now, what you're doing is really wonderful. Right. But there's somebody else in Malawi that's doing some remarkable.
Yeah, Joyce Banda, our new president, has come on board. She's well known before she became president. She's a woman of human rights and gender equality. She has her own foundation. She was a former...
That's his aunt, by the way.
She married my uncle, so she's my aunt now. But she's doing tremendous work. It's a lot of work because we were under a very, like I say, tough governance before she took over. There's a lot of corruption. So she's trying to change the whole mindset. and which gives me a lot of pride because now I tell the girls, you could become a teacher, a president of the country. But before that, they said, no, we're not going to become more than what we have. But when they find
But
out
she
that
is
she's
really
telling them,
a model.
oh yeah, for the whole Africa, for the whole world. I think Africa needs more women leaders right now. We need more Joyce Bandas to be in front of everybody to help us.
And she spoke before the UN,
Yeah,
right?
of course. She was here in September. She was at the UN. She gave a speech there about what her plans are for Malawi, for Africa, for women, especially girls, and for children, to make sure that we have, services for everybody. But right now, we don't have the infrastructure in Africa. Is very, very tough to build anything, whether you're going to build a road or school or bring in supplies from here. Malawi is landlocked. We can't even get things in Malawi.
You don't even have water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have to get things there tough for sure. So she's creating a nice friendship with the neighboring countries to make sure that we can get services coming in.
What are the countries that border? Because
Mozambique,
we know,
Tanzania, they're on the ocean, right? And then of course you can go down Mozambique and Tanzania, the nearest countries on the ocean.
Okay.
So when we bring things into Africa, it goes through there. South Africa also is another place.
What are Malawi's natural resources?
Right now, we're farmers. Basically, we're tobacco, tea, coffee. Our men producing products we export, sugar. But right now, she wants to put the tourism as a #1 thing. Tourism.
Well, that'll bring money into the area,
to bring people into the country to see our beautiful lake, our beautiful land, beautiful people. We don't have a lot to offer, but it's a nice place to go and visit.
Yeah.
And we just wanted people to understand that what we need is a little push to help us out.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm bringing school supplies. A soccer ball can bring a kid out of their shell to come out and play. There we'll talk about HIV, AIDS, and education, so that they'll be better for themselves down the road. And I think one of the things that's going on in Africa right now, malaria is a tough killer right now. Every 60 seconds, kids are dying of malaria. So my hope is that at least they'll be able to finish 8th grade before they die. We'll give them something,
we'll get
some
some
dignity.
medication,
medicine. All these things are coming in with the help of Joyce Banda. We're hoping to have a better life for them.
Kenny, I want to thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
You're doing some wonderful work.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud that you have an aunt that is stepped right up to it and able to take the challenge and make a difference.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Always good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Come